Problems during the season with flat wheels and what have you, but we're leading now and it's got quite a gap. Mark's just behind me and Enzo's third, I think, about 40 down. So
Stage 4 is the aptly named War Trail, a 43-kilometre battlefield of yet more fast gravel roads just north of Berkeley East. War Trail is also a real opportunity for anyone to try and launch a serious attack in an effort to make up for lost time earlier in the day. But it's also not a place where you want to take too many risks, as it could very quickly turn into disaster.
It might only be stage 4, but already time to jockey for final positions. The Total Evolution runnings of Fernando Rueda and Kobus Frey completed War Trail in a time of 24 minutes and 13 seconds, 10th fastest. The Salom Group Polo of Tian Schubert and Henny Boerters extended their lead over Rueda by another 17 seconds on War Trail, making 9th position their own. From first on the road, JP Damse and Andre Vermeulen were still struggling to find any grip. 5th place, currently occupied by Jaapie van Niekerk and Robin Houghton, was now under attack, forcing the Pretoria businessmen to put the hammer down on this long stage. It worked, as the New Africa Development's Toyota Runnix completed War Trail in a time of 22 minutes and 56 seconds. Good enough for the 7th fastest time, but more importantly, good enough to maintain 5th on the overall leaderboard. The turbo-breathing Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Charles Wilken and Greg Godrich was now also on a charge. With a top speed of around 195 kilometers per hour, the production car has a slight advantage over the S2000 machines on the fast and long sections, as the S2000s are geared for around 185 kilometers per hour. But the Subaru is also around 200 kilograms heavier, making it very difficult to slow all that momentum down when approaching the corners. And 190 odd kilometers an hour on a dirt road is a scary thing to do.
Saturn 7 over crest. Saturn 7 over crest opens. Into easy plus right 5 at the end of trees.
After losing more than 2 minutes on the opening stage, Ergen Fekken and Pierre Harries were on a mission to regain positions. But as the champions said early in the day, we're going to have a bad one. The BP Ultimate Polo managed to set the 5th fastest time on War Trail and moved into 7th position overall, but 6th place was still more than 14 seconds away.
No, look, we're pushing really hard. I think we're lying about 8, so I need to get to about 4th, I think, so we have to push really hard.
Current 6th position belonged to BP Ultimate teammates Jan Habig and Douglas Judd. Their time was 4th fastest, but they were now just 1 single second behind Van Niekerk on the overall leaderboard. War Trail was indeed the scene of a war, as Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley blasted around the 43-kilometer stage in a time of 22 minutes and 35 seconds, or just 1 second faster than Habig. It was good enough to keep a Castrol Toyota Auris in a safe and comfortable 2nd position overall.
Absolutely important that we stay where we are. Johnny's got to go for the championship, and I think just splitting the Volkswagens is really first prize for us. I mean, we've just had a really rough year, so I'm hoping that we can achieve our goal today.
It was now a mad dash to see who would set the fastest time on War Trail. The contenders, Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson in the BP Ultimate Polo, and Johnny Gemmel and Peter Marsh in the Castrol Toyota Auris.
1, go, 150, right 4, into left 6, into right 9, 9 right, into left 8, left 8, and left 6, tightens to 8, 6, tightens to 8.
At the halfway mark, it was advantage Gemmel as he managed to open up a slender 4-second lead over Keen.
80, crest mid flat, 70, crest is left 1. Now 70, crest is left 1. 890 up, left 7 in. Left 7 in. 7. And crest into right 8. Right 8 now. 90, right 7 into turn, hairpin left. No cut. Right 7 into turn, hairpin left. Now turn, hairpin left. So go left.
They are both approaching the final few meters of the 43-kilometer stage, but Gemmell seems to have opened even more of a lead as he crosses the flying finish in a time of 22 minutes and 26 seconds. The difference, 8 seconds. Gemmell extends his overall lead.
Well done. That was so good.
Good to be back on speed.
No shortcut, on the road.
Gemmell's stage-winning time of 22 minutes and 26 seconds over the 43.54 kilometers means a ridiculous average speed of 117 kilometers an hour, and that on a dirt road. It also means that he extends his overall lead to 33 seconds over teammate Cronje, with Klein giving his all in third. Wilken and Van Niekerk occupy fourth and fifth, but now have the flying Volkswagens of Habig and Fecken breathing down their necks. After the break, Osram Rally action continues with Toyota's attempt to claim the top steps of the podium, just like Volkswagen did on the event before. Will the names Gemmell and Cronje remain at the top of the leaderboard? Will Fecken and Habig improve on their current positions? And if so, how far can they go nearing its end? But the southern Drakensberg Mountains have 2 more tests in store for the remaining dirt road warriors. So far, Johnny Gemmell has mastered the mountains, but who will have the final say? Charles Wilken has recovered from his stage 1 scare, and the production car driver currently occupies 4th, but he has a few big names in S2000s breathing down his neck.
For the last 2 stages, we'll see if we can keep the gap and hopefully stay in 4th.
Enzo Kuhn is on course to spray the champagne from the 3rd step of the podium.
That's the problem. We can't. We're really trying hard, and but the amount of time we're taking off them is less than we need per stage before the finish line. So that's a problem, you know. We need to just hang in there.
If Castrol Toyota wrote the Osram Rally script, 2nd is exactly where they would have wanted to place Mark Cronje.
We're going to try and keep it as neat and tidy, keep on those notes. These next 2 stages, I don't think we're going to have to sweep as bad as we have been in the last couple of stages, so I think it's to our advantage. And yeah, neat and tidy all the way home.
Rally leader Johnny Gemmell currently enjoys a 30-second gap over his teammates, but will it be enough?
No, we'll take it a bit easy. We won't push it too much. But it's still 34 Ks, eh?
After one last chance to service the rally machines, the crews now head out to stages 5 and 6 for the final onslaught. Stage 5 at Boksbraek is a 17-kilometer test of fast and beautiful flowing roads just outside Berkeley East, immediately followed by another 17-kilometer test at Bottleneck with no service in between. To add to the final challenge, Bottleneck is also rough in places, with obstacles just waiting to catch the unwary driver.
In the top 10 of any round of the Sasol South African Rally Championship, let alone the feared Osram Rally, is always an achievement. Fernando Rueda and Cobus Frey would have had their sights set on a better finish, but the former African Rally champion and his Total Evolution Runnings could do nothing about the current 10th place, as the gap to 9th grew by another 7 seconds over stages 5 and 6. That 9th position belonged to the Salom Group Polo of Tiens Hubert and Henny Boertes. Like Rueda, Hubert is also in his maiden year in the top S2000 class and is slowly but surely getting closer to the fast pace at the pinnacle of South African rallying. Hubert is also very consistent, and with some breathing space between him and Rueda and no real chance to catch the team in front, he looked set to finish a credible 9th overall. JP Damser and Andre Vermeulen have so far experienced what can only be called a character-building season. The Somerset West-based driver has only finished once in 5 events and was forced to sweep the roads on 3 occasions so far, including here in the mountains, which means little confidence in the car's handling and braking abilities. Although the Total Evolution Runnings was not quite on the pace, Damser wasn't too unhappy about finishing these 2 stages in 8th position. After stage 1, defending champions and current championship leaders Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aries found themselves in an unfamiliar 10th position. So far, the BP Ultimate Polo managed to crawl its way up into 7th, and now had the New Africa Developments Runnings of Van Niekerk in its sights. But Japie Van Niekerk and Robin Houghton were well aware of the situation and went into stage 5 with a 14-second lead over Fecken. After stage 5, 14 seconds became 11. With only around 18 kilometers of special stage distance to go, Becker knew that one championship point could mean the difference between retaining his title or not come the end of the season. But did he do enough on stage 6 to overtake Van Niekerk?
No, it doesn't look like it, eh? He didn't take any time on the stage before. The car's got a bit of a misfire, so not making a lot of time.
He was right, because Van Niekerk gave it his all and only conceded 3 more seconds to Fecken on stage 6. The gap was now 8 seconds, and only one very short spectator stage remained. Like with Fecken, Jan Habig and Douglas Judd were also trying to gain overall positions in a last mad dash to the line. The BP Ultimate Polo's next target, Saul Wilkins' 4th position. But Wilkin and Greg Godrich were determined to fend off the attack by Habig and only conceded 6 seconds to the multiple champion in the fast stage 5. But the gap was now down to just 14 seconds.
Caution, crest mid down into bad dip, left 1, right 7. Go, left 1, right 7. There it is, right 7. And max right 5 in over small crest.
But 14 seconds in only 18 kilometers was a tough ask. In typical spectacular Habig fashion, he chased hard on the final real gravel stage of the event to record a time of 10 minutes and 42 seconds. But did he catch Wilkins?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what Charles does here. Although we decided to go with wider tyres to give us better grip. Not a good choice, but I don't think we lost that much.
Once again, the answer was no, as the Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru of Wilkin and Godrich emerged from the mountains unscathed and in a reasonable time of 10 minutes and 48 seconds. 6 seconds slower than Habig, but enough to go into the final short stage with an 8-second lead.
Into crest is left 5 tightens, quickly 8. Quickly 8.
Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson were hoping for a miracle over the last few stages in order to try and upset the 2 Toyotas at the top. The BP Ultimate driver has had an indifferent season so far, but was on course here to record his 2nd consecutive podium finish. A very consistent performance, but with a gap to 2nd position around 20 seconds, there was nothing more he could do.
Crest is left 3 down, double caution loose, left 6. Dip into left 5. Left 5 opens 90, crest mid into right 6 opens.
Mark Lonier and Robert Paisley would have had nightmares of their accident in the 2008 Osram Rally. But this time round, there were no such mistakes from the Castle Toyota team. Cronje had no chance to make up the difference to his teammates' 1st position and had a comfortable gap between himself and Enzo Keane in 3rd. So all he had to do was bring the Aurus safely home for what was going to be a fine 2nd position.
I needed to try and keep it clean, and it's quite a horrible stage. There's no flow to it, and I think it can catch you out quite quickly.
Only around 35 kilometers stood between Johnny Gemmell and Peter Marsh and their 3rd victory of the season, and with Fecken looking certain to finish no better than 7, a result that would rocket Gemmell right back into championship contention. The Castrol Toyota Aurus driver was in fine form, as he also set the fastest stage time on stage 5 for his 4th consecutive stage win, allowing him to back off on the final real stage of the event for what will surely be an emphatic victory.
One stage remains in the 2009 Osram Rally, but since it's only a short 1.4 kilometer
I felt 400 at Carnival